in the official Kinetico Advanced Water Systems restroom. We're going to show you how to change out the faucet aerator. So pardon the echoey voice, that's how every bathroom is. Basically, every faucet has an aerator on it, and it does a couple things. It takes just a wild stream of water and it strangles it down so that it's a specific amount of flow rate, and then it spreads it out so it doesn't come out like a needle. So that's basically what an aerator is. It mixes air with the flow of the water and gives you a nice beautiful stream. It is actually underneath the tip of every faucet. That's where the water comes out. Most of them you can just use simple tools like crescent wrench. I'd recommend something like that that's got smooth teeth so you don't end up marring the finish or chewing up the edge if you have to use a wrench on them. Some of them have a special little special tool that you have to use. It kind of looks like a little crown, and it fits up inside there, and you use that to help unscrew using these teeth that kind of lock in. But if you have one of those, the faucet is probably a newer one, and that little special tool is designed to actually click right onto the tubing that's underneath the faucet. Our faucet, we have a lucky one here. Ours is pretty easy to remove. You just line your wrench up with whatever the width is to get that to get started, and then you should really be able to do it with your fingers. Now ours is pretty new. There is a rubber O-ring that's going to come on out with it. Make sure you don't lose that. But basically, if you haven't changed yours before, this is going to look really nasty. If you zoom in on this, you'd actually see that this little pinkish, whitish disc is a little piece of plastic with a whole bunch of tiny holes. It acts as a filter, and it catches sand and sediment and things before it can get into the flow restrictor, which is inside that little device. But you're going to take yours off and probably scream once you see the amount of debris that falls out of there, because every house needs a filter on it. If you don't have a filter, then every device, every appliance that you have around the house actually acts as a filter. Don't forget shower heads. Those also have these up inside them. But basically, you're going to have to run around to every single faucet in the home, and depending on how bad your water is, depends on how often you should do this. But take them off, clean them off, and replace them. If yours are in really bad shape, you can usually find a replacement at a hardware store. My advice is, if it's that bad, you may want to consider just getting a new faucet. The reason that ours looks as perfect as it does is because we actually, well, we're in the business, but we have a whole home filtration set up that actually catches all of that sediment and makes sure that our faucet comes out nice and perfect every single time, so that we don't have to tear it all apart. We'll get a little bit more into that, but if you're at all interested in eliminating this bit of homework from your task list every single year, give us a call. We can install what we call a super kit. Is our best-selling model. It's actually got a 10-year warranty, which is about 10 times with the best-selling units that you can get at a plumbing supply house or a big box store. It's about 10 times what they can offer you, and it's got the very easy to use and very inexpensive cartridges that can be changed out, as well as some pretty cool engineering things that they built in, which kind of says, let me go ahead and we'll take a minute or two to actually show you one of those in case you're interested.